Alright, hello. Doing this video here in Hicksville. Take a look at this. We got artwork. So they maybe are going to put some artwork in eventually. That looks nice. That's supposed to be a drawing of the Hempstead Plains, so that looks nice. I want to talk about some stuff in this video with you, so we're going to just take a little walk today. Alright, we're going to take a little walk today because I just want to talk about a couple of things. As we have changed seasons, we're now officially in the summer season. And I want to tell you how I'm going to run things on my channel here. The sky's a little better today. Actually, a lot better today. It's a lot better now than it was this morning, so maybe the smoke is finally starting to go away. I could breathe better today a little bit too. It's hot though. It's hot, but it's not humid, but it's like in the mid-80s here. So it's hot. Not terrible, but it's hot enough. So, I don't want to make this a long video, or at least try not to make it too long. But as you know, I've been going through a little bit of a rough patch, and you know, it's I have to, you know, like I said, I can't cover things like I used to when it comes to the Long Island Railroad. I can't do that anymore. You know, I do apologize for that, but you know, I can't because it's just too. I got my plate full with all this weather stuff going on that we got to talk about. You know, every day there's always a major story going on this planet with the environment. You know, whether it be the wildfires, the Arctic melting, the crazy weather we see here, the smoke. There's all kinds of things going on, you know, that we have to talk about, you know, and I can't be distracted by this social issue stuff, you know. I cover it from time to time, and here's the thing that I want to basically make an announcement on. If I make a video on social issues, it stays up for 5 days, and then I remove it. I don't delete it, but I remove it. Alright? So if I make a video on a social issue, you're going to get 5 days to watch it, basically. Alright? Because I don't want those videos basically distracting us from the real crisis going on. And that is with our climate. Alright? And the environment. That's the main mission of this channel. And it's always been that. Yes, there are things going on that are affecting me in Mineola I'm a little worried about, but I've got to remember something, and that it's still much better than Westbury, all right? I'm grateful, and thank God I'm out of Westbury every day. Or should I say El Wastebury, because that's really what it is now, all right? Mineola is still perfectly safe, all right? I want to make that clear to people. It's perfectly safe. There's issues around the train station, yes. But it hasn't really gotten to the point where I don't feel safe walking down the street. I still feel safe walking down the street in Mineola. Alright, and I thank God for that every day. You know, as far as Westbury goes, it's a forgotten town, you know? That's why they're not getting the shuttle buses. Nobody there complains about it, and I can't fight their battle anymore for that. That's up to people in Westbury to decide if they want to have standards or continue to. The thing with Westbury is everybody left. All right, all the citizens left. It's all illegals and thugs there, basically. All right, that's all that's left there. It's a ghetto like Hempstead, you know. So everybody who could left. All right, and I got to forget about that place. I'm out of there. I don't have to think about it anymore. So, I've got to put that place behind me, all right? It's not part of my life anymore. as far as the Long Island Railroad goes, like I said, I've done almost everything I can do at this point in my own capability about the Long Island Railroad, all right? You know, yes, there is a committee meeting tomorrow. I've decided I don't think I will be going to it. I'm not up to it. It's going to cost me, the peak ticket to go there is going to cost me $12.50. And Metro North is going to get this. I can't deal with Metro North and their crap, all right? I don't want to hear about them. I could care less about them, all right? The Metro North is like a perfect world, but they complain. If you think the Babylon branch is spoiled, go to the Metro North. That's really where they're spoiled, all right? So, again, I'm not out to start any turf wars with people or anything like that. I just want everybody on Long Island to be treated fairly, that's all, and the favoritism to stop. But understand that I will make, you know, if I make videos about it, like I made a video last week about it, it's not something that's going to stay up. You're going to watch it for 5 days, and then that's it, all right? You know, I need to be grateful that I'm out of El Wastebury. I can't, you know, I know they're not going to be buses again when they do the construction. I know, I found that out. I was not happy about it. But this is up to people in Westbury now, all right? Well, if they do that to Mineola, then I can get involved, and then I can talk about it. But you know what? If it's Westbury, Westbury's forgotten, all right? Just forget about it. That place, unfortunately, like I said, everybody in their right mind has moved out of there. And I've moved out of there too, so I gotta just forget about it. It's hard, because I spent so many years of my life there. But I gotta move on from that. I really do. I really do. Actually, not a bad afternoon out here. A little better. The sky's a little better. The air's a little better. And again, this video, I'm not gonna, you know, you're gonna watch it for a couple, maybe I'll have this video up for maybe a day or two. Because I don't want these videos clogging up. When people go to my channel, I don't want them seeing these videos. I want them seeing the climate stuff, and the weather stuff, and the environment stuff. I don't want them seeing this stuff, all right? So, you gotta understand that. I know that this stuff gets the views. I don't really care. I'm not out to have views here. I'm out to, you know, inform people about the environment, about the climate crisis we're going through right now. I'm not out to, you know, talk, you know, focus on this other stuff. This is just a thing on the side, all right? You understand that, all right? You know, my colleagues, Matt Kamper, please go to that. If you haven't subscribed to them already, please go to that channel and watch their videos. Matt Kamper, Andy's Randomness, M-Radom, Andy Q, and of course, Kevin from MTAProdigy as well, along with Passengers United. I have their links below, all right? If you haven't subscribed to their channels, please subscribe to their channels, because the transportation is more of a key thing that they cover, all right? This channel is mainly about the environment, all right? And from time to time, I'll do a video on the transportation, all right? But I don't want those videos becoming the focus of what's going on in this channel, all right? It has to be the environment. We have a planet. Here's the thing with transportation. The Long Island Railroad main line can have a lot of problems, but you know, honestly, after sitting down thinking about it and looking over the committee books, they're really doing a lot of projects to improve the main line, all right? They're really doing a lot of projects to improve the main line. And you have to be happy about that, you know? I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, you know? It's not going to happen overnight, all right? They are doing things to improve it. It's going to take time, all right? But you have all these projects going on, and we are being accommodated in Mineola when they do have to reduce the service for one weekend. So that's very good. Ronkonkoma trains will be stopping there. So, again, they may be screwing Westbury, they may be screwing Carl Place, but again, those areas aren't my issue anymore. You know, and you know, the last time they did this, not a lot of people complained. They just took the taxis, they got driven there, they took nice bus, they didn't complain. You know, if people don't want to complain, it's just like with this other stuff. If people don't want to complain, I can't do this. it's too much for me to take on all this other stuff. All right, when I've got all these environmental things going on. Like the other night when we had all those weather problems with the storms, everything, and there were some troubles on the train. And I covered it a little bit, and I really didn't want to cover it, but no one else covered it, so I had to at the time. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that as much. And understand that. I've got to look out for my own mental health here, my own sanity. And to me, the environmental issues are the most important thing. Like I said, even if the railroad is neglected, even if we can always improve those things again. If we ruin the planet, if we ruin the atmosphere, that's going to be a lot harder to fix. That's going to be a lot harder to, straighten out. See, they got some game going on here on the ball field here, but I'm walking this way, so we'll continue to walk through Hicksville. Like I said, not all of Hicksville's bad either. People get the wrong idea when they look at my videos and think, oh, Hicksville's all bad, or Mineola's all bad, and that's not the case. Westbury, on the other hand, is all bad, all right, but for the most part, but these towns are still fairly okay around. It's just around the train stations, there's some issues, and there's neglect and there's discrimination, yes. But it could still be a lot worse, I thought about it last night, and I remember all the things I dealt with in Westbury. All right, the gangs, the men sitting there looking at nothing, seeing creepy people walking down the street, not feeling safe when I walk down the street. I don't have that here. I don't have that in Mineola either. And something, I have not seen any of the vagrants around the train station this entire weekend, so maybe they finally got rid of them. I haven't seen any of them. But Mineola's the county seat. They're not going to let that go. And thank God I'm in Mineola every day. And thank God I'm there every day. I think we might not want to walk on that. Fresh concrete. Yes, the South Shore may have it better in a lot of ways because of their demographics, but I still don't want to be there because maybe where I grew up, but it's not where I want to, it's not where I want to go back to. It's further away from the Pine Barrens, and again, look at this. This is a beautiful plant. Yucca plant, it's called. It's a beautiful plant. You see that in the desert a lot, but we have them here too. The flower stalks now. It is hot out here, though. It is hot. Why am I going for a walk? I don't know. The air's a little better, so I figured let me go for a walk. So, what I'm trying to say is, I got to get off focusing on the negative, and I've been trying, but it's not something that I can do overnight. It's not something that I can do with the flip of a switch. But I'm letting you know that I'm continuing to avoid these negative problems. Yes, there's a lot that's wrong on the railroad, but there's also a lot that's going right. We have this third track project. And yes, I'll still do the infrastructure video about that. That I'm still going to do. There's a lot that's going right with the third track project, right? There's some things that are going wrong, and I'm going to talk about it in that video. But there's a lot that's going right. We need the third track. They're putting in concrete ties. Ron Concomer branch is getting concrete ties. So we are getting concrete ties. And the railroad knows that the concrete ties are better than the wood ties, and they're giving us that. And I'm very grateful that we're getting that. It's good that we're getting that. It's important that we're getting that. A robust main line is a no-brainer because, again, due to climate change, the middle of the island is going to be the safest place as the sea levels rise, and the sea levels are rising very rapidly. The ice is melting very quickly, and that's going to have a really negative impact on the South Shore. So I wouldn't want to be there. I'm just saying that. Eventually people will wake up and realize we have to invest in the middle of the island. All right? And the railroad is doing that. They're investing in the third track project. They're giving us concrete ties. They're improving the infrastructure. But in the meantime, before it's done, we're still going to have problems, and that's just the way it's going to be, unfortunately. Because it takes time to fix things. You know? It is hot out here. I don't want to spend too much time out here because it is hot. The thing is, I can't take the heat very well. Heat and me don't mix. They don't mix at all. So, what I'm trying to say is, there's still plenty. The middle of the island the future for the middle of the island still looks good. Yeah, we have challenges. There's definitely discrimination. I'm not saying there isn't. But I think in the end, people will realize. I mean, the railroad realizes it eventually, and people will realize that we've got to improve the infrastructure here. Because this is going to be the place where people are going to be living, all right? It's not the South Shore because of climate change. Sea levels are going to be rising, and there's going to be a whole lot of challenges to humanity as the climate changes. And, I mean, it scares me. It scares me what's happening with climate change. I'm worried when the climate really becomes too tropical here, I'm not going to be able to survive anymore. But I don't want to live anywhere else. I like Long Island. Flagstaff is nice, but you don't have the transportation there, all right? It's also very dry, so you're not going to have lakes, and you don't have the ocean, so you don't have the biodiversity that you have here, for sure. Maybe a lot of ponderosa pines, which are beautiful, but are still not pitch pines. They're still not my favorite. Oh, it is hot out here. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this walk. Yeah. Yes, there is still discrimination against the middle of the island. There is. But I'd still rather be here than on the South Shore because of climate change. And again, I'd rather be with good, kind people. And I love the mix of people in the middle of the island than the homogenous white finance professional group on the South Shore. Alright? If that's your thing, that's great. That's not my thing. Alright? Still have to try to find a girlfriend soon, and find a wife. And the kind of women I look at are a little different than maybe what most of you look at, and that's okay. You know, my friends know the kind of girls I like, and we have plenty of them here in Hicksville and Mineola. But of course, I'm so shy that I can never say I don't know how to. I'm very shy. All right, so I can't approach. I'm just very shy person. The sun is so strong. I'm sweating. I should not have taken this walk. The only saving grace is it's not humid. I wouldn't be able to walk this if it was humid. It's peaceful here. This is Hicksville. I mean, this is nice over here, Not everything is, there's nice areas in Hicksville. And Hicksville, I think, is an area that needs to be invested in, very importantly. Hicksville, Mineola. Unfortunately, Westbury's too far gone. Yes, I know Carl Place is getting screwed by that work, too. That's going to happen in July again with the Urban Avenue Bridge. But the thing with Carl Place is very few people use that station on the weekend. So I guess to them it's not a big deal. I just can't imagine them doing that to Mineola and not having shuttle buses. If they do that to Mineola and we don't get shuttle buses, when they shut down the main west of where I live, that's going to be something else. Yeah, I know it's wrong. They should be providing shuttle buses. They should be. But, I can't. There's a beautiful blue spruce over here. if you can hear the birds chirping or not. I know I should be using a better camera for this, I guess, but I mean, it's just a... Oh, I'm sweating. I need a napkin. Oh, man. Just don't do well in the heat. Wipe the sweat off of me. See, that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Driving a car with a blown engine. And you have some of that, you know. You have some neglect over here, all right? You know, I don't, you know, I want to see these neighborhoods thrive, you know. They shouldn't be neglected. I just want to see our laws enforced. That's why I've done the social issues videos. But I've done all I can do to inform. I've done all I can do to inform you about it, all right? It's up to people now. It's up to you to talk about it. I've talked about it for years, you know? Those cars with the blown engines. Always driving those. It's probably good chance those people might not, you know. And I don't talk about illegal immigration much anymore at all. Rarely. And I had very strong feelings about it years ago when I lived in Westbury and dealt with it, because there were a lot of illegals there. And a lot of the illegals that were there were up to no good. You know, it's not like they were trying to do the right thing and become citizens. They were just flouting the law. All getting drunk, pissing in the street. You know, I'll deal with the occasional couple of bums at Mineola Station over what I had to deal with in Westbury any day. Those guys were gangbangers in Westbury, hanging out. Real scary dudes, all right? Cue the dog, right? You know, today's definitely better than yesterday, though. I'm hot, but I'm not having the breathing difficulty I had yesterday. Yesterday was still a lot of smoke. The air was very thick yesterday. The air is not thick today. It's just hot. That's all. Very hot. You know, I know my friend Andy Q has a lot worse. He lives in Jamaica. That place is horrible. That place is every bit as bad as Elwaysbury, probably worse. All right. This way. I mean, I hate these internal combustion engines. Everybody should be driving electric cars. I want to see, you know, these things are terrible for the environment. A lot of them are. Especially the SUVs. And they got big engines on them. They create a lot of heat, a lot of waste, a lot of greenhouse gas, and they just people keep driving them. You know? You know, we only have one planet, and we're screwing it up with all the garbage we're putting in the air. And the greenhouse, here's the thing, greenhouse gases are rising a lot. These are the things I want to talk about on my channel. I don't want to talk about this other social issue stuff. You know, middle of the island is still okay. I mean, it's got some challenges, it's got some problems, it's got some discrimination, but it's still an alright place to live. It's, you know, still a decent place to live. But this planet won't be if we keep going the way we're going. Get out another tissue, I'm sweating. There's a little pine here. Kind of show you how I deal with the heat too when I walk. I don't do very well with it. Maybe this is a nice walk, right? Right, and this is Hicksville. There are nice places in Hicksville to live, you know? Yeah, you have a few scattered problems, but, you know. So, just what I'm saying here is, once again, that I have to focus on the weather, I have to focus on the environment, I have to focus on nature. I can't take on more than I can chew, more than I can handle. And if that means certain transit issues don't get covered, that means certain transit issues don't get covered. I mean, I don't, you know, it's not that I won't do transit videos. I'll still definitely do rail fanning videos and things like that. And transit videos, like I said, if I see something wrong, I'm going to still say something. But those videos, when I do them, from now on, for the most part, you'll view them for 5 days and then they're going to be unavailable. Right? They'll be deleted, most likely deleted or made private or something like that. Sometimes I don't want to delete all the videos. Just, you know, especially if it's something going wrong on transit, because I need a record of it in case something happens, you know, in the future. Especially if it has to do with neglect and things like that. So, understand that. People hanging out during the day. Nothing wrong with that. These are white pines over here. When people go to my channel, I want them to see weather videos, the environment, nature. I don't want them to go to my channel and see videos about problems on transportation or problems, social problems or things like that. I want them to see the environment and the crisis we're dealing with and all the beautiful things that we still have on this planet that need preserving. You know? Now, yes, transportation does relate to the environment because we want more people on mass transit instead of driving around, of course. You know? But I feel, you know, after looking over all the things the railroad is doing, I'm going to stop here and wrap up the video. After looking over all the things the railroad is doing, I feel that they're doing a decent job. Even though the infrastructure is having problems on the main line, you have to understand that they are working on it. And while they're working on it, there are going to be problems, and it's going to be a rough couple of years. There's going to be disruptions. There's going to be problems. But once it's done, let's wait till it's done. And if it's still having problems, then we can talk about neglect. All right? They do neglect it. I'm not saying they don't. But they will be replacing a lot of the infrastructure. So that's probably why. You know the way the MTA is. You know, when something is old and needs replacing, they usually don't maintain it very well. It's like a lot of the things with the buses. Look at the Orion or OGs at Queens Village that are being neglected. They know they're getting rid of them, so they don't care. It's the same thing with the infrastructure on the main line. They know they're getting rid of it, and it's being replaced, so they're not taking care of it. I don't agree with that, but that's the way they work. But again, here I am wasting my breath about it. You know who to tune into for transit news coverage. I'm going to be talking about what's going on this planet for the most part, all right? And I have to put that first. That has to be my priority. So, again, and I know Matt's going away this week. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm not going to fill in your transit coverage. Hopefully Andy can do it. I just can't. I can't take that on, all right? So please understand that. I have to focus on what's going on this planet. We have only one planet, Earth. It's a beautiful planet, and I want to keep it beautiful, all right? That's my main mission. So thank you for watching. Take care.